Hi everybody. So this is Friday, and as usually, I'm doing our regular AMA. So it was an intensive week. We tried to do a lot of things. Maybe we didn't do everything we wanted. So let's just reply to your questions and let's maybe describe what's going to happen next week. So let's get down to your questions first. So we have some prepared questions from the community. After I reply to them, I'll just start answering questions from YouTube. So let's just start with the questions that you've been asking in different chats. And then we will answer all the rest of the questions. So let's start with them. Okay, so I have 20 questions, some canned questions, prepared questions. I don't have canned answers, so I'll just come up with the answers as I read your questions. So maybe I will answer a little less questions and to answer more questions from the community from YouTube. So first question. When the VIP 26, 28 vesting pools withdrawals become available, whales, shrimps, respectively. So as far as I understand, currently it is available actually. So there is some profits from neutrino staking. It's probably around 7% APY that is being credited to your accounts, and you can withdraw it actually. So you can claim it. It is only for smaller accounts, not for the whales accounts for now, because if we did it for all accounts, the interest would be much less. So first we handle smaller accounts, and then we'll negotiations with whales, so to say, because whales have some reserves that actually can help us resolve the situation faster. But the most important thing is to make sure that smaller accounts are made whole faster. So we started with the smaller accounts, and you can withdraw your profits. And it's not so bad because 7% APY in current economy is pretty awesome in my opinion. And another thing I'd like to point out here is the native APY. So it's not some kind of incentive. It's like a native APY from USDN staking. So this is the power of USDN in action. Next question. And many people don't understand what the SURF token is and never heard of staking option there. So SURF is a bet that is basically, it's a bet. It's a bet on USDN getting back to full characterization again. So if you believe in USDN, it makes sense for you to buy some SURF or, for example, choose SURF vesting option on Virus. Also, it receives some APY from with and neutrino staking. So it's not so small actually. I think it's about 10. It's actually more. I think it's around 15%, something like that. So yeah, it's a bet. So there's no guarantee of profit. But if you believe in us, if you believe in USDN, probably you can buy some SURF because when USDN is back to full collateral, you'll be able to exchange your surf token into USDN. So you can potentially make up to, I don't know, at least 200% profit if you buy surf of the market now, because it's cheaper than on the smart contract. You will be able to make like 10x profit. It's not a financial advice, of course, but that's how it's supposed to work. There is not a lot of demand for surf now because USDN is pretty far from full collateralization level. But when it starts approaching the full collateral, there's going to be more demand. So I think like it's a good moment. So if you believe in us, and I think you should, you have to actually consider buying some surf or issuing some surf on the smart contract. Next question. What does the JVirus holders APY depend on? When the reward is going to get higher? I think actually it's quite simple. JVirus holders receive APY from like protocol profits. There is some share of the profits of various platforms that goes directly to protocol, and it is distributed to JVirus holders. So it's like a decentralized protocol. There is no beneficiary, or you can say that JVirus holders are the beneficiary. So when various platform is like back to like active mode again, you know, when we have resolved most of the issues there, there's going to be more in lending there, and APY will actually go up. And it's happening now. We launched new market there. So basically, various platform is not gonna go away for sure. So, and it can only improve, and it probably will take time. But after all, I think various platform will be fully functioning again. And in this case, I will be receiving, as a JVirus holder, you will be receiving part of protocol profits, actually, all protocol profits, because this is like a percentage. There is like 10% of the difference between the borrowing and lending interest is the protocol profit, and it goes to JVirus takers. How to convert assets into vesting while having an active borrow. It's about virus again. It's a pretty technical question, but I think you need to actually return the funds, and in this case you'll be able to convert, because it's pretty complicated to do the vesting if you have borrowed funds. Is Waves Enterprise still a part of Waves ecosystem? Of course, we still have our like enterprise department. As you know, we had to leave Russia. We've never been in Russia like completely, no, but most of the people were there. And because of that, we actually have to regroup a little, and Waves Enterprise actually is functioning, but we need to relocate some people and maybe find new projects. Basically, we have a lot of activity now in the US. We're doing some business development. There's also a pretty clear plan how we should move on. It's taking time, but I think Waves Enterprise is gonna stay there, because enterprise blockchain hasn't even started yet, in my opinion. You know, so there is so much potential in enterprise blockchain, like untapped potential, and it's just starting. So Open systems might be more promising, but there can be some niche for like hybrid systems. So it's quite interesting. There is a lot of like technical things that are very interesting. So Waves Enterprise is still there and everything is going to be all right. When is Waves 2.0 going to be released? Yeah, so basically we're like finalizing the concept. We are not moving too fast, I must admit, because we want to make sure that it's going to be something valuable and something that no one else did or is doing or will be doing, you know. So we have to be like innovative, because this is what we have always been. So we have to focus on something that nobody else has. But we are pretty close. I think it will take us several weeks before we're able to publish some kind of white paper, and at the same time we'll start the development. Somehow the development has already started, because there is something that can be done already now, and actually we are doing this. When do you activate the WX IDO USDN contract? There is like pause of USDN vesting on WX because of USDN DPAC, and as far as I know, we will automate it. So there's going to be USDN vesting connected to USDN PAC, not only on Virus. We promised you adaptive vesting, and I will probably talk about it later. So there's going to be this setup not only on Virus, but also on Waves Exchange. And there is a little bit of development involved. So I think next week, it will be done. And you'll be able to withdraw your USDN if you're like WX IDO participant based on the current pack, starting from next week. Next question. When are the stop orders going to be added on WX? As far as I know, it's in development. I don't think it's a very important feature, but if you want it, it's going to be there. In my opinion, we should actually focus on derivatives on Waves Exchange. But stop orders, limit orders are a nice feature. It's not a deal breaker, it's not a game changer, but it's nice. Next question. When are decentralized bridges going to be added? So there is a team that works on decentralized bridges. It's like an independent team. I think they will have the prototype sometime around the beginning of November. And after that, Waves Exchange will be moving to decentralized bridges. It's not going to happen in one day, because it's much harder. For example, for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, it's easier. Obviously, for Bitcoin, it's kind of hard. So it's going to take some time, but the process will start soon. When are futures contracts going to be added on WX? So we are starting the development now. So I think that the estimated time of arrival is beginning of next year. When marketing? Great question. Yeah, always, guys. So actually, it's probably still a bit too early to discuss this currently. We should prepare it a little more. Actually, we do have some very nice plan, which might sound a little bit too futuristic, so to say, but I think it's feasible and doable. There is a couple of things that might actually seem to be like too good to be true, you know. So we have to prepare it properly to actually make sure that you understand our message. I think there's like 3 pretty big things to be announced. And basically, I must say that we'll try to become like anti-crypto. Let me not elaborate. Let it be some kind of surprise. So yeah, it's just a small teaser. So, but let me leave it at that currently. Tell us about your vision of Waves domains. Yes, there's like a lot of independent projects within Waves ecosystem, and Waves domains project actually belongs to Waves Keeper guys. So I think it's a very natural development for the keeper, and because obviously you would need to install some kind of like extension to use decentralized domains. We might actually consider registering a proper Waves domain with a corresponding authority. ICANN, yeah, that's the name. But it's gonna take us a while. So it's gonna be decentralized first, and then hopefully we'll have like a proper domain. But actually, I don't think that this is something very important. I mean, to have this like real world domain name, because the domain system itself is kind of obsolete, you know, so it needs some kind of like rehaul and maybe new approaches. And decentralization is a very natural thing for domain architecture, you know, because it's very centralized currently. It's like very, very centralized. And it's quite doable. So it depends, of course, on software which uses domain name services. So if like browsers don't support it, you can't use it. So you have to have some kind of extension installed first. This is a problem. Maybe some like Brave browser or Opera browser will be supporting it, and we'll start from there. But I think that the domain name system could use decentralization, and it will be done. This is a matter of time. And meanwhile, we'll start with Wave domains. So as far as I talked to the guys today, actually, and I think it's going to be launched pretty soon. So you will be able to register your Wave domain maybe next week. Next question. More details on PowerDAO. Is it going to be something else except airdrop? Yes. When IDO? No, there's not going to be IDO, I guess. No. This is not the idea, actually. So there's going to be airdrop. We could definitely use some funds now, you know, but not for PowerDAO, because it's very important to actually make sure that everything is done the way it should be done. So any kind of IDO would be very distracting, in my opinion, for PowerDAO. What are the primary goals of PowerDAO? What stage of development is the new governance at? So we are starting with the development, and the primary goal of PowerDAO is to create a new governance model for decentralized organizations, or even for organizations in general, I would say, you know. So because it's not only about like the DAO concept, it's about the concept of organizations, how we interact as humans. And this is like the long-term goal. Of course, we will be using it to like maybe more mundane projects first, like investment DAO on Waves or Waves grants DAO, but we hope to actually scale it to real world applications in future. Next question: how is the development of the Meta Marketplace going? It's going pretty well. There is some like a couple of questions, a couple of issues we are facing with the current market and with the concept maybe, because as you know, metaverses are having some issues currently, probably because of Meta company, Facebook, So in my opinion, their vision will fail miserably. But it doesn't mean that metaverses will fail as a concept. The team is working. It's still like a very independent team. Actually, they have their own pipeline. I think they have signed up some developers, some gaming studios already. So there's going to be some implementation soon. Also, they're raising funds like independently from we. So we fund them and they also do some fundraising on top of that. So the idea is to reach out to like VC firms. You know that I don't like VCs, but in this particular case, I think it could make sense because we are trying to reach out to gaming communities and it's all very like VC backed and VC driven. So in this particular case, probably it could make sense. So Meta Zero is moving forward. Let's see how we will actually develop it in future. There might be some kind of like token launch. Maybe they will do without. We are kind of like advisors here, so we will have to decide in future, like together, what we do with a token launch. But it's moving forward pretty well, I think. Next question: is the peer-to-peer trading section considered to be added on WX as other centralized exchanges did? It would be interesting, but I think actually it's not in the pipeline yet, so we probably, WX will focus on derivatives first. And as far as I understand, there is this idea to build a peer-to-peer marketplace by a gateways team. So maybe they will build it and it will be integrated in WX later. But it would be nice actually to a proper peer-to-peer marketplace, properly decentralized, would be cool actually. But there is quite a few of them currently. So we could actually think about some new approaches here. And there is a lot of scrutiny from regulators, so as you know, some like peer-to-peer networks were like destroyed by regulators. And this is not the hill I'm willing to die on, so like I probably would die on some other hills, but not on this hill. Is there something in mind regarding integration with partners, providers of fiat bank payments like Armor cards? Yeah, so I think we will do something with Armor cards first because it's a great product, great project, and it's like very visionary. Once again, Armor card is like a crypto card product that has no connection to fiat, basically. So they don't need fiat networks to operate. It's like it's some kind of like combination between a payment card and a ledger, like hardware wallet. So imagine if you could pay in shops with your ledger, just you take your ledger and you pay for groceries. This is the idea here, and I think nobody else is doing this. Although it's pretty obvious, but somehow everybody's focusing on integrations with Visa, with MasterCard, but it's very limiting, it's very restricting because you remain in the fiat world. And the idea is to be completely independent, to create a new, like shiny world of crypto. And this is what Armor cards are trying to do. So I think we should consider integrating them into Waves Exchange, for example, first. Next question. How many projects are already in early development stage in the Waves Labs incubator, but not announced? I think there is like maybe not so many, but maybe not so few. So there's like maybe 5 projects in active development that will be doing IDOs on basic change in December, January. So it's coming. So IDOs on basic change are coming soon, and it should actually create like it should attract a lot of attention, and I think they will be based on USDN. So it will create some demand for USDN. I have some other ideas about USDN actually, which you will actually which you will like, guys. I think, if we are able to deliver them properly, the messaging. Let me just maybe not announce it right now because it needs some preparation. But actually, maybe I told something about that already. So we're gonna make a people's stablecoin out of USDN. What it means, let's not elaborate at the moment. We will discuss it in more details in near future. Last question from the list. When is the news or updates about Waves ambassador program? Yes, so I just checked actually. So it's been like prepared. So there is like ambassadors who are ready to go, more or less. There is something that should be finalized. In November, I think they will start active they will be active, they will become active and will start working as ambassadors because the structure has been built. There's going to be this community hub to be launched in November, which actually helps manage all those ambassadors, helps manage applications. It's coming in November, and at the same time, I think they will start their jobs as ambassadors all over the world. And there is something that we actually will be able to promote through them. There is some other ideas based on PowerDAO, but I think it should be a surprise for you because we should get ready. We should be prepared to announce it properly. Yeah, that's it. So I went through around 15 questions. Let me check YouTube and pick some questions from there. Yeah, so I'm back in Dubai. This is my pink mic as a proof of my location. Mike, what is your favorite bird? This is a very important question. What do you think? Duck, of course. Is it planned to add Trezor support to enter the Waves exchange? Actually, I don't know how Trezor is doing right now. So I think Ledger somehow won, and everybody has a Ledger now. I liked Trezor better. I must say that I don't use Ledger because I kind of can't use it. It's somehow I can't install it. So I use some other stuff actually. But Trezor was good actually. Yeah, strange that it's not moving forward. So we should actually check the status of Trezor, and maybe it will be integrated into the change. I will scroll up a little to find some questions. Guys, start asking questions in the chat. What about marketing? So I think we should be creative. I reply this question, but I will repeat. I think we need to hack the marketing, you know. We need to come up with a hack. And I think I do have an idea. And basically it's pretty simple because I will be like, I'm not in the mood, so I won't be like saying that crypto is bad, and like, you know, so I won't be negative about crypto currently. It's just, you know, because we have to be positive. But I don't really like the way crypto is moving forward now. I think it's actually not moving forward. And when I started crypto, I had some other expectations about how it would develop. So I think we should get back to our roots, you know, to the ideas, to the perception of crypto that we had when we started, actually 6 years ago, you know. So maybe it's time to try to push your own agenda. And somehow we try to do it at the beginning, then basically Ethereum ecosystem emerged. Then VCs came to crypto, and we just tried to keep up, you know, with them because they had so much more money and resource. But now you can see that it doesn't lead anywhere. It's not like going into the right direction. So maybe it's time for us to forget about that and start pushing our own narratives. And this is what I'm trying to do. And I think that it's just impossible to do anything else for waves in general and for me personally, because I'm like kind of tired, you know, with all that bullshit. So we need to start pushing our own agenda and our own narratives. I can guarantee you guys that we will be successful, but we'll do our best. Crypto para Latinos is asking me, I would like to know personally, what achievements do you think Waves will achieve in 5 or 10 years? So basically what I would like to do, like personally. Yeah, so on technical side, I think technical side is very important, you know, so whatever you do in terms of like applications, if you create something sound technically, it will remain, you know, so you can work on governance, on applications, but technical side is very important. So I hope we will be able to help solve the scalability problem, because this is what limits crypto actually. This is what doesn't let crypto move forward, you know. So yeah, if we don't solve scalability, I don't think there is like much future for crypto. So we have to resolve this issue. We have to make crypto scalable, able to process like millions of transactions per second. And this is very important. This is technical side. And there's also like application side. And what I'd like to do personally is to create some new structures for governance, because we are seeing so many problems with governance right now in the world, everywhere, like everywhere, not only in China or Russia, but also in the US and in Europe. Maybe it's a bit better, not so like pronounced, but there is some issues with governance. So all of those like governance systems that have been somehow working for centuries stop working now. And, you know, so there is some promise of new systems, but the old systems just wouldn't die. And they are like threatening to actually stop the progress of humanity in general. You know, we are living at a very difficult time, I think, guys. So on like application side, I think crypto should help create new governance models new models to govern humanity. Organizations, maybe smaller organizations, like larger organizations, like states, and humanity in general. This is what crypto is about for me. It's not about money, definitely. It's even not about finance, because financial applications are very natural for crypto, but actually blockchain technology is not limited by them. It's about decentralization, and decentralization is about new governance models, basically, because we have never tried to create those like decentralized models before in humanity history, so it's just starting now. So maybe we can, maybe it's time to actually try something new in terms of like the way society operates, the way states are built, so, and the only technology actually that can help us with that is blockchain or decentralized ledgers. So we don't have any other approaches as of now. So, and the promise of blockchains and crypto is changing the fabric of society. So this is what we should be focusing on, and that's why we are launching the Power DAO, because it's a new approach to governance, not only in blockchains but also in general. I guess it's some kind of like combinations of technology with offline governance, and technology allows to create new types of governance. So it's impossible without blockchain, and basically there is some kind of interaction between blockchain ideas and governance ideas. So new governance ideas would need new technical implementation, new technical background, new technical platforms, and that's when blockchain comes in handy. So yeah, to summarize, basically, I want to help with scalability, and I want to create new models for social interaction, like working, not theoretical, but working, something that is tangible, that you can use. It's not, so it shouldn't be like some kind of theory or plans. It should be something that really works today. This is what I really want to do. When crypto to fiat withdrawal on Wave exchange? I think this is not the focus now, because all those like gateway stores are hard from like regulatory perspective, from compliance perspective. So this is not what we want to focus on, because we don't have that much resource currently now. So we have to focus on the most important things. But there is this like a gateway team, independent team, that is developing decentralized gateways now, and a part of them is actually working with fiat integration. So as far as I know, they have signed up several fiat providers that can not only help accept fiat payments, but they also work with payouts. So it will happen in the future, I guess, as a part of the decentralized gateway or decentralized bridges project. Other questions about USDN? So we're working to make it like stable, to return the pack, to increase the backing ratio. So it's not going smoothly, I must admit, but it's still going forward. So all the issues will be resolved, guys. And there's some new announcements that we'll be making. Please stay tuned. People are asking about Wave's price. I think if we are able to change the world, Wave's price will reflect that. Otherwise, I don't care about Wave's price or about price of any other assets. Any news about whales that will help USDN become undepeggable? I think it's gonna take time, because all those negotiations are like time consuming and you can't finish them in one day, but we are moving forward. Tizen reached out to you a while back on my behalf about an issue I've had. Actually, I don't remember. I know Tizen. You can ask him to message me on Twitter because we follow each other. Yeah, adaptive limits on virus. Yeah, sure. Next week, guys, because this week was devoted to staking on virus and claiming your rewards from USD and staking. So we just couldn't do both things in 1 week. I'm sorry, it just was impossible from development standpoint. Can you show us stats on why you needed to stop USD claiming on WX IDO? Because I want to restore the pack. And it's not so like big in terms of USD sales from WX IDO, but we just wanted to make sure that the pack is restored first and then we enable those claims. If we don't succeed with restoring the pack next week, we will resume WX IDO USDN claims, because there is also some news regarding WX next week. So we actually don't want you to be unhappy because there is some good news for WX. So one way or another, you will be able to claim your USDN soon if you want them. Thank you, BRB soon. Thank you very much for your kind words. Thank you. So let me fish some more questions from the chat by scrolling up. When the Waves Labs incubation kickoff? I think it started already. You can apply, actually. Help Waves Ducks. Yes, so we somehow the applications are not being approved by Apple. It's very strange, actually. But there is going to be some news soon in any case. When will the new token be released? You issue tokens every 2 months. There is a lot of projects on Waves. I don't issue any tokens. Now a huge chunk of Vir's debt got converted to USDN, remaining 33 million USDC and 14 million USDT. Any plans to repay the amount gets to manageable level? Yeah, so as I said, let's start with so-called shrimps first, like smaller accounts. And meanwhile, we'll be negotiating with whales. Maybe they can help us somehow. This is the only way we can move forward, in current conditions. So let's just start resolving problems one by one. Did you talk about latest status of Vir's debt? I might miss it. I can repeat. So we started our native USDN staking profits distribution. You can claim it if you have some funds in legacy markets. And next week we will turn on the adaptive vesting so that you can claim your USDN. And currently we are like in talks with larger accounts, and like this is it. So we are moving forward, maybe not so fast, but the problem is quite complicated, so it's gonna take us some time to resolve it. Yeah, there is the LP tokens. Yeah, LP tokens. So basically import is limited because if we allowed it, the whole vesting daily amount would be claimed by LP token importers, so we have to be careful with that. But we will be increasing the limits in future. How do you think the Power DAO could be brought in governance? How the current governance structure could be replaced with DAO concept? So basically, it's a very simple concept. It's a very basic protocol. It just allows you to actually create governance systems where decision makers have some skin in the game. So they can make decisions that have no consequences for them, so they always have some vested interest, so they must make sure that their decisions are good, because if they fail, they're being like slashed, so they lose money, they're like being punished. And if they succeed, they're rewarded. That's how it works, so it's a very simple model, because it's a very low-level model, and low-level models are pretty simple usually. And you can build a lot of like more sophisticated scenarios and applications on top of it. When will new neutrino governance be ready? Soon. I think it's either next week or the week after. What's going to happen to NSBT? I think NSBT is going to be fine, actually. So there is some ideas regarding USDN, but we must make sure that NSBT holders are not hurt. So maybe it would be even easier to somehow, change the model, but we won't do that because that would be wrong. How will neutrino BR increase other than hoping for a high base price? You will see. Have you ever played Meta Race on Waves? Actually, I did. I hope Meta Race will be more popular again. Any plans to accelerate BR recovery? Yes, definitely. Where are you there, Sasha? I'm in Dubai currently. If you mean my geographical location. As you can see, because if I have this mic, I'm in Dubai. Yeah. I mean, how am I going to increase back-in ratio? Yes, so there is like, let's just talk about it a little. How we can increase the back-in ratio by creating demand for USDN. This is the only way, and the trick is to create that demand, and that's what we will be working on. Because otherwise, it's impossible. We can do some tricks, but they're not sustainable. So we need to make sure that there is some demand for USDN as a stable coin. And we should probably discuss it in more detail after the peg is doing better, actually, and the vesting and withdrawals of USDN on VIRS starts again. Because now, I can describe our plans, but it will sound a little bit disconnected from reality, So let's just sort it out first, those things with the pack and USDN withdrawals from VIRS, and then we'll be in better position to explain the future, to explain our vision for the future. Give me some more questions, guys. Not so many questions, so let me just probably make some summary for people who missed something. So, VIRS situation. USDN staking was launched this week. You can claim your profits from native staking. Next week, adaptive vesting. Whales accounts currently are like intact, so we do nothing with them because we try to negotiate with the whales. But there's going to be some news, of course. What else? Next week, there is some news regarding WX, some good news, some new features. Power DAO is coming. There's going to be more announcements. Ambassador program, November, like maybe mid-November, maybe end of November. Waves incubator actually can apply because there is several ideas in Waves Labs pipeline already. So you should apply if you have a project. What else? We are preparing some revolutionary, I would say, some revolutionary plan, which should bring us to the roots of crypto. And this is what I really want to do. So it's gonna take us some time, but it will be there. And this is gonna be the future of Waves, hopefully successful. But we need to try. We need to try it because we don't have any other way to move forward, I guess. Not because it's impossible, but because actually all other directions of development are worthless, so they don't bring anything new. They don't bring any new value. They just like recycle that value that you can see in crypto now, so we need to actually get back to the roots to make sure that crypto is not only about trading shitcoins, it's about changing the world. And we will be trying to do that because I think it's time now. I can see a lot of people wishing us good luck. Thank you very much, guys. Of course, I can see a lot of negativity in Waves community. It's not only about Waves, maybe there's a lot of negativity in the world now. But okay, we have to deal with it. We have to do what we should do. So it doesn't change our course. Maybe it should actually incentivize us to move faster. So your negativity is also fine. Yeah, pink microphone is here, but it's not connected. You're right. Yes, so I'm sorry. Next time it will be connected. Mark Hockey is thanking me that I'm taking my time every week to be with the community, but it's okay. I would love to be more with you guys if it makes sense, you know. So hopefully more in the future. We will win, absolutely, absolutely. Now, do or die. There is no other way now. You know, you have to double down on everything you do. You know, during those like times of like trials and tribulations, you know, so you just have to double down. So that's what we are trying to do. Maybe like not, and be a little bit smart about it. Not try to do the same thing over and over again, but maybe be a little more smart, a little smarter, maybe like try to hack the system, you know. So you have to be very persistent, but at the same time smart. So that's what we are trying to do, you know. So maybe actually before we've been more like persistent rather than smart, you know. Maybe it's time to become a little bit more smart. So guys, I think I don't have any more questions to answer. Don't forget about your viewers army. I think viewers is gonna do fine, guys. It's just gonna take some more time, but the viewers is gonna stay there, you know. So because we've gone through so many things, you know, so it's just impossible to quit. The only way is upwards. Thank you, guys. So see you next week. I wish you a great week. There's going to be some news in the ecosystem next week. I described some of them. Maybe there's going to be something new, like Waze domains, for example, something else. So stay tuned. I'm always with you. Wish you a great week. Ride on Waze.